So guys, Colby Covington has had an interview at Submission Radio earlier today where he touched on his fight with Leon Edwards, and he's already started to make some excuses here for his performance in that contest. I know he did touch on that a little bit within the octagon and made a case for the fact that he thought that he won the fight, which I think is a little bit delusional. But he did reveal something that is actually a legitimate excuse. Okay, in my opinion, if this is true, and I mean, as we know with Colby Covington, he does talk a lot of crap. But he basically came out and said that he broke his foot right away at the top of the foot, and he said it's called the cuneiform bone and it has 3 fractures. And he released some photos of this earlier today, stating that he went for this kick because he just wanted to test how Liam was defending kicks and strikes to the other side of his body. And it happened within the first round. He said he broke his foot and it limited his ability to be able to shoot for takedowns. Limited his ability to be able to play the style of fight that he wanted, that would give him the best opportunity to beat Leon Edwards. And let's just take a quick look at those comments now.
Wasn't my night, but, I broke my foot right away and couldn't plant or explode off it to use the wrestling and pressure I planned to use. I didn't want to disclose this information until I had the x-rays back home, but here they are. Here's the images.
Right, so we're looking at the images right now, and appreciate you supplying them. Talk us through this injury, man. How exactly did it happen? And did you know straight away that it was that bad?
Yeah, I knew straight away it was bad because I just, it was the first kick I threw. It landed right on his elbow. He was an orthodox, so I kind of got a little overzealous, and I wanted to rip a high kick to his orthodox side because I didn't know if he would be, defensively sound like he is from southpaw. So, the first kick I threw, a high kick, it was kind of like a middle kick, and it landed on his elbow. And haters will still find a way to hate on me for fighting 25 minutes on one leg while landing over 100 more strikes than Leon.
And he released the photos that did show a break. Now, it remains to be seen whether this is actually factually true. I mean, when you look at the x-rays, it's clear that there's a break there. It's very clear that there's a break where Colby Covington attempted to kick Leon Edwards early within that first round that got blocked by Leon. But Colby Covington seems to find a way to insert himself in the title pictures, to stay relevant. No, he hasn't had the best performances as of late. And when you look at his record, he hasn't really beaten the cream of the crop. He's just fell short throughout his whole career. 2 title fights with Kamaru Usman and now with Leon Edwards. So Colby Covington obviously realizes that his chances of getting another shot at the title doesn't look too optimistic at this point, considering his age, 35 years of age. I mean, it was the worst that I've ever seen Colby Covington in his last fight against Leon Edwards. The one thing that he had to do to win that fight, he couldn't execute on, and Leon Edwards made him look stupid. Look, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on what I think is actually next for Colby Covington. So I can see for him a potential matchup with Shavkat Rakhmonov. I know he was pushing for a matchup with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I think it's very obvious to anyone why that would be the case. Obviously, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson can't really threaten Colby Covington in the wrestling department. Doesn't really have much of, a wrestling game. So I think Colby Covington's seen an opportunity that he thought, if there's one man that I can beat, is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and then rely on his marketing skills to then insert himself into another title picture. But I don't think the fans at this point are going to particularly buy that. I think Colby Covington needs a good win over an up-and-comer, over someone that's really at the top of that division. And I think Shavkat Rakhmonov could potentially be another opponent. But in saying that, do you guys actually think Colby Covington has the stones to face Shavkat Rakhmonov? I mean, the guy's an absolute killer. So I don't really know what's next for Colby Covington. Don't think he's going to retire. I don't think he wants to go out like that. And he can definitely still have some fantastic fights within that division. But I just think he's just outside his capabilities here, especially within that top 5. When you look at the top 5, I think the sport has passed him by a little bit. And I think he maybe has 1 to 2 more years left, if that. But let me know what you guys think of this, of Colby Covington's excuse here about the break that he did have in his cuneiform bone, and whether you think that impacted his ability to be able to put on a good showing against Leon Edwards. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. Catch you later.